Hey now, we are back upstairs in my office, and if you could comment that if you really, does it matter where I film these videos, especially these autograph analysis videos? I feel my background doesn't matter that much, but leave a comment at the bottom if it really matters. I'm just curious. Won't be offended. But we are at Alejandro Pompey, better known as Alex Pompey, and interesting person. He was the founder of the Baltimore. Oh my God. You know what's funny? Sometimes you just draw a blank sometimes. New York Cubans stars. I want to know why I said Black Yankees. New York Cuban stars. Known with the numbers rackets. Dutch Schultz took him over. He was killed. He being Dutch Schultz, not Alex Pompey. And then again, we're talking about Ron a little bit here, Ron K's book. But he fled to Mexico, came back, a very influential person, influential in the first Negro League World Series. There's a big picture, panoramic. He's in that picture. Also, really responsible for opening up the Dominican Republic because of his connections into Major League Baseball. Because of that, he signed a lot of like really great players. Like the all the Alou family was because of him. I mean, we're talking Hall of Famers Juan Marichal, Willie McCovey, Manny Minoso. I mean, Manny Mota. Some even say that because of him, we have Willie Mays. So, but like again, getting back to Ron's book real quickly, he says a couple of things. One I really disagree with, and that was he said here, Pompey, fled to Mexico for many years. He was only in Mexico for 2 years. I would not consider that many. For someone that died in the 1970s, he may be one of the rarest autographs for any Hall of Famer to die in the 70s. Maybe there's another Negro Leaguer out there. You can comment if there is. I'm not sure. I died in 1974. Again, Ron says there's less than 20 autographs of him out there. I feel that number is a bit small. I mean, there's definitely I'll show you 10 right here off the top of the bat. But again, not all of them are in public hands, and I would say it's closer to 30. Again, it's still a really rare autograph. And we're gonna look a little bit of I looked at tried to find all the autographs I could not find them all. For example, I know I know Jim Stinson sold one. God, it's gotta be 4 or 5 years ago for $2,500. It wasn't a solo, it was a team signed sheet. There are no cuts of him. I would never buy a cut from him. In terms of baseballs, I'm going to show you the only one I know out there. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the autograph analysis of Alex Pompey. So again, I'm going to go to the PSA database. We'll come back to this in a second here. So again, if you're buying an Alex Pompey autograph, you're not buying a cut. You're buying a contract or a letter. So those are probably like rock solid good. Alex Pompey, again, signed here, open A right here. The Alex kind of went up a little bit right here. You see how the A falls further down than the Alex right here. The E went straight into the X with the cross right through. So like the E's kind of like ended with the X right through it. I've seen different versions of the Pompey, well, and we'll look at all of them round like this. And the P as well. I've seen it where the P ends right here and then the EZ or a second stroke. Or I've seen it closer to here where the P kind of looks more like an F right here. Again, these are all good autographs. I'm not debating whether or not these are good or bad. These are all good autographs. Uh, Again, right here, this is another contract signed by Pompey. Again, we'll look at this when it's sold, obviously. But again, the A, see how it drops down? It's the lowest point of Alex is the A right here and open A right here. The E kind of ends with the X right through it. This more is what I was talking about with the Pompey, with the P with the two-stroke easy. Again, no one's buying cuts right now, so again, this is another one we talked about. See how the A is the lowest part of his letter right here. The P is kind of open right here and open. The P and this P right here kind of looks like an F, but it ends right here. It's straight down. And then the EZ is another two separate, it's a separate stroke right here. Again, these are all letters. We're going to look at them also. Now, Ron says that this is possibly or probably a secretarial signed autograph. I disagree. I think this is good. He says, watch out for Alexander versus Alex Pompey autographs. I disagree with that. The A is still the smallest point right here. Yes, the X is a one stroke. Usually, if we look back on all these other ones, it's a two stroke, but this is a one stroke. That being said, we're going to look at autograph examples where the Pompey comes straight down like this. You see with the straight line right here. And I know it looks off, but let's take a look. And I don't know if I talked about this before. I know I did with course, I can't remember his name right now. It'll come back to me later. The catcher that is in one of the Negro League catchers that is in there now really bothers me. But again, right here, let's take a look. These are in the Newark Library and under the F. Manley catalog, right? Bismacky, that's what I was thinking. We talked about the Newark. So this is like one of the greatest correspondence ever is in the Newark Library from was donated. And there's a lot of Alex Pompey autographs in here. This is one of them. This is a postcard. And we look right here. You see how that P is a sharp P? It comes down right here. Similar to this, similar enough where this P is a sharp down. And with the fact that the Alex, this is the lowest point, and the P, even though the P is on this side and not on this side, if this is good, I really feel this is good also. I don't feel this is secretarial. Again, if we go back and we look deep into the Negroes, we can go back there. We'll come back in a little bit right as well. So this is really cool clip. I wanted to start off with this, but I forgot. Here's Alex Pompey signing his autograph in real life. You'll never see anything like this. I love this. Watch this real quickly. And now let's meet. So there you go. There's Alex Pompey signing his name. How often do you see that? Not very often, I'm sure. So I really enjoy watching that clip. That's from 1960. Obviously, you can see even then how he signed his name in open A right there. The A is the smallest part, lowest part of his name. Again, we talked about. Here's the open P, the E right into the X. Again, here the Pompez, because it comes straight down. You see, he went up a little with the P right here. That's not too common, but again, obviously he signed it. I mean, we look at it later, but this is his signature. We just saw him sign that. So very cool. I always love that clip. I had to get that. So again, here's some more stuff from Heritage Auctions sold throughout the years. Again, this is another contract we just talked about, similar before where the P comes out right here. Two-stroke easy. Again, the A is still the bottom part of his autograph. Again, this is a really rare check. This is the only check I know of Alex Pompey. If I've ever seen a bad Alex Pompey autograph, I have to be honest, it would be this. I'm not saying it's fake. I don't know enough. But again, kind of weird that the A is so high up right here. I don't know if someone just created this. I've never seen another check from him. So, I mean, but again, it looks like it was all cashed and everything. I don't know if there's another Alex Pompey out there that had a similar, and again, I think he lived in New York based on his history and everything. It's probably good. Never seen another check like this before. A couple more in the heritage I want to go through. Again, this is in the PSA that we just looked at earlier. Again, these sold a while ago. I mean, 2022. These letters are really cool. So this letter right here, I don't know who owns this one. You can see this one sold for 4,400 back in 2010. All these autographs were from the same person right here. This one is in my collection, believe it or not. I paid more than this amount. This was signed, I believe, in 1971. This was the last autograph he signed that I know of, 1972. So he died in 1974. He died of a stroke. So I think this could be the last autograph, at least that I know of. Again, this is in my collection right now. It's going on real quickly right here. This one, I believe, is in Cooperstown Experts Collection. I know of all four of these. Like we said, we just looked right here. I think this is in Cooperstown, Jim Smiley's collection. I'm not positive. And this last one right here, maybe this is the one in Cooperstown collection. Again, this is really cool. I love the letterhead. I love the letterhead of all these. It's a little different in the sense that he signed, like he usually signs the straight. I can zoom it in right here. It's a little different, but I think it's still good. I don't think it's bad. It's a little funky for Alex Pompey's autograph, though, to be honest with you. But the A is still the lowest point. The P and the Z, again, looks unique. But again, he had a stroke during this time, so it's not crazy to think that his autograph is so far off base like that. I know Bill also, the Hall of Fame collector, has a similar letter just like this. Again, moving on, we're in REA right now. Again, this letter we just saw before, sold for $3,000 again in 2019, comes from that same collection right here. Looking down, God, this thing has changed hands so many times. This is the Bing Crosby. Again, he was a, what's it called? It's just a Pirates player. It's not signed. It's in his hand, but not signed. I've seen numerous auction houses take like take this letter, and it's very tough to sell because again, it's not signed. Everyone says it's in his hand. Again, 1948 just signed Old Alex. This is interesting to me because this is the most recent letter. Sorry, this letter was sold in 2024. There's nothing special about it. I mean, it was on New York Cuban's letterhead. That's cool and everything. But $26,000. I've never seen an Alex Pompey autograph sell for that much. And what's crazy is this one sold the next auction, 2025, back down to 10,000, which again is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but it's less than half what the previous one sold for. So I'm curious why the other one sold for so much. Now, this is an interesting. This is on eBay right now. You can buy it for $50,000. It's a signed Alex Pompey baseball. Pretty sure this is the only real baseball known to exist that has his autograph on there. I think it's him. I mean, everyone else on here is good. The Don Newcomb is good. The Hank Thompson on there is good. So even I think the Willie Mays is good. So like, I'm pretty sure that's a real Alex Pompey autograph. So it's very rare to see him on a baseball. If you need to get him on a baseball, you can afford $50,000 or a best offer. Go for it. But this I think is good, believe it or not. Moving on, let's look at the bad right here. I don't know this. Baseball with Martin DeHigo and Alex Pompey. This sold a while ago. I want to say this was like 2010 for 13,000. But I mean, it's tough to see right here because the A it doesn't drop down. I mean, it's tough to see, and I don't think DeHigo and Pompey both signed an autograph like that. Plus, the A is not the lowest point of his autograph. I just think this is bad. I mean, that's it. I mean, people that we know more than we did then. Again, yet another contract. I think we looked at this already. Maybe we didn't. This sold over 10, 15 years ago. Or you can see right here, 2250. It's worth more today. We're just going to keep moving down. Again, here is one that sold at Christie's in 2017. Pretty good deal, 3250. Again, it's little odd to me, but I think it's good. Just I've seen enough Alex Pompey autographs where again the E just ends and then the X right through, the A at the bottom. Just gonna wrap up some more. I think this is the one we saw on PSA's database of Alex Pompey. This sold in like 2010 for 3,100. Do we have any more? No, this is from the files. So that is it with Alex Pompey. That's 12 minutes of him. So I don't know if you have an Alex Pompey in your collection. I know Bill does, obviously. I don't know if anyone else does. He's a pretty rare autograph. Like I said, you have to be a pretty advanced collector to get to him. I think he's a level 9 or 10 on a PSA scale. But we're gonna move from one toughie to another, and that's Composy. There are a lot of fake Composies out there. People will be surprised. Good chance you may have them in your collection, but you really don't. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the background, and as always, keep collecting.